Want to shout out to the VIP guys. It's London. We are going to go through Bitcoin today. On the left-hand side, you see the Bitcoin chart. Very interesting. Okay, we're going to go over Elliott Wave just a bit. I want to shout out to all the VIP. This is London. You'll see on the bottom left of your screen, former financial professional, Harvard Business School, Duke University, certified in markets. Guys, welcome to the kingdom. I want to go over some details in terms of the price action. What you're looking at is the daily chart. Okay, I want to shout out to all of our members, subscribers. If you're not a subscriber, hit the like button. I'd appreciate that. And go ahead and subscribe. We're going to go through some details, and TA is our specialty. That's just what we focus on. I appreciate you guys being here early. The ones that are already on the here with us, go ahead and shout out in the comments. We're going to go over some TA today. I think you guys are going to like this quite a bit. I brought this to Angel's attention last night, and I wanted to just shout out to Angel, our top benefactor, and just the super chat king. We appreciate having him around. He's been around Bitcoin since $7.79. He was investing in Bitcoin at $7.79 since then. So shout out to you, Angel. Hope all is well. And yeah, in terms of this, I brought this to his attention last night. We're going to discuss some of the complications, okay? But in terms of Ethereum, I want you to see the ETH chart, okay? We're not trading Ethereum. We're talking about Bitcoin. We'll talk about some other coins, okay? But in terms of what happened in the last 24 hours, we have to address this. Technically, it's just crucial. I brought this to Angel's attention. The 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You guys know a classic wave formation, okay? It requires the 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I brought it to him. This is the monthly. On the right-hand side, you're going to see the monthly chart, okay, of Ethereum, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I had called this, guys. I called Ethereum back up at about 40, what was it, 42.50 in this zone on the monthly, hidden in the monthly, okay? Now, this is the level of diagnostics we're going to go through today on Bitcoin is going to be real crucial, but what I want to bring to your attention, and we'll go through the different time frames, because I had brought Ethereum to the community, okay, and I brought it to the community on this fifth wave premise on the monthly, okay. So it was very important for me to be able to bring that to the community, saying that yes, on the fifth wave, this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we had a full completion, okay, of the upward price expectation. I brought it in around this level, and you guys, if you follow it follow me on Twitter, right, around the 4,200 or so, we can look back at exactly where that zone was. But yes, we've reached a completion on the monthly. Now, look at what on the right-hand side, guys. Look at the Ethereum chart. I'm going to compare this over to the Bitcoin, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that we achieved. We're going to talk about the ways that we could have beaten it thus far, and essentially where we are right now. We're going to go through that in terms of kind of the urgent nature of this. I just think it's a very important stream. We're going to go through the details now. Let's look. If you guys are into TA, just sit back for a minute, okay? Just give this premise and give this whole comparative here. Give it a few minutes, okay? Let this sink in terms of exactly why I'm bringing up the right and then the left. Why exactly was it important for us to discuss this on Bitcoin and the daily chart? This 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then this fall down. If you look at the monthly chart, the wave formation is the same on the Ethereum monthly as the Bitcoin daily was. Let's look at this 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then I'm going to go through some details in terms of what I intended, and I will apologize, guys. Last night I got cut off of YouTube. It was just maybe a freak accident. Not sure exactly what happened, but I just got cut off. I was intending to go through with you guys a chart that just showed, guys, all of the descending triangles that we've been, or the ascending triangles, pardon me, guys, ascending, yes, ascending, and there are a few descendings in the midst thereof, but the ascending triangles that have failed along the way in the last 85 days, ascending line of support, okay, always the descending triangle will have that descending line of resistance, okay, and a flat line of support. So this is what I intended to go over yesterday. I apologize for that, not being around. If any of you guys ever experienced that and you need more TA, go to Twitter. I'm just going to say this. Go to Twitter and DM me. Try that, okay? Or try to respond to the first pinned tweet and just say, hey, London, I need some additional help. What's going on with this specific issue? But this was the essentially to reframe things for us yesterday before the ultimate pour down. And I wanted to just put this in the context. I had given this chart to Angel and the VIP, just saying, look at this context. Now, a lot of these can be scripted around. Some you may say, well, this would be maybe a symmetrical triangle in the specific zone. Well, I get that. I understand that. But this was part of reframing expectations last night as we were looking at what is the old maxim, the VIP maxim is. It is buy at support, sell at resistance, right? real easy. Buy at support, sell at resistance. That's what we've been kind of forced into. Now, I do understand as you guys trade, I understand that the ultimate trade for the trader is the breakout trade. Okay, I understand that. That's what gets all the fires, all the cylinders firing. I understand that is the ultimate trade that you want to capture, that you want to get for the year. Even sometimes is that breakout trade. A lot of so if you traded it, I'm going to tell you guys, hey, I understand it 100%. That is the ultimate trade. It's the breakout trade. Whether or not it's a bull flag, okay? If it's it's been very tempting with this, just with these, with the triangulations. These are bullish features, right? As we look at the ascending triangles, it's given a lot of hope to the traders at each level that this is going to be the one. This is going to be the one. This either the first one, guys. And we'll talk about it up to the $69,000 region was an ascending triangle, also with some bull flag features previous there too, with a nice run up in the bull flag features differentiated on the time frames. But there's been a lot of reason for traders to get excited along at each and every step along the way here at these different levels. Even the original one here, this could have been a nice continuation pattern to the upside, right? We failed to reach the maximum, guys, of this height potential aside from the bull flag, right? So it's just like it's been programmed against the traders. I want to let you guys know I understand the feeling if you guys are getting excited and getting involved in the price action, bam, wanting to hit into these to the upside. I understand that greatly, guys. It's been a part of the price action. These are the steps down of the Fibonacci's. You guys know that. You guys had our price targets here, which is nice. A lot of you are still in the money from your price target down in this area, that 33,700 or thereabout. I've cleaned up this chart a little bit just to kind of move forward away from those price targets, and let's address this level. But essentially, each of these ascending triangles have been, or these triangulations, I'll say, have been at levels of the Fibonacci, the top level, secondary level, tertiary level, right? This fourth quadrant here, and now we're at the fifth level. So as we would look at this, I did want to bring up and just reframe essentially this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is exactly where I brought this to Angel. And the one thing I'll say about Angel, shout out to you, brother, because Angel was the sole person that I asked were orders waiting below. He was trading on some different coins, etc. Immediately, bam, yes, he confirmed that to me. Like, yes, orders are waiting below. When we were at this region around the top, and I'm sure he'll say, hey, London, thanks for asking, right? Because that's how I am, and that's how he is. I got to tell you guys. So it's a bang-up like routine in terms of the VIP. We are very excited about 2022. I am excited that the guy on top of the channel is not just posing. He's not just, well, I'm going to throw cash around. No, he believes in this channel. He believes, and he's seen the results. I know he's had some phenomenal days. I was thinking back through 2021 and some of the days that went on early. I'm like, Angel, said, hey, well, I just made $97,000 listening to London. So that was really, really cool, Angel. That was a cool moment. It reminded me kind of that when we went through that last night in terms of just the wave formation. We're going to discuss what could have happened here. What would we have needed? And it's one of the complications of Elliott wave theory. I don't want to overly complicate Elliott, but we'll discuss exactly what would have been required to have beaten this, because look at the side-by-side comparison. Bitcoin on the left, and it's not exactly beautiful to see. I mean, I'm going to say the screen presentation isn't perfect. You got to get it on a big screen TV, guys. If you're not watching big screen TV, throw it on a big screen TV, please, so you can see the level and the nature of detail what we're going through here. It's complicated stuff. Guys, it deals with your money. Put it on a big screen TV, please. All right, I'm just going to tell you that, okay? In terms of the pricing, etc., you'll be able to see the pricing features. You'll be able to see all the details. So the 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 on the daily, okay, on Bitcoin compared to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the monthly. I know maybe that has you sideways, like, questioning, why would you compare the daily to the monthly? Same wave formation. Boom, 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 boom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Remember, the 1 is up, 2 down, 3 up, 4 down, 5 up, 1 up on Ethereum on the right, 2 down, 3 up, 4 down, 5 up. Okay, so it's a 1 down. Okay, that's 2. 3 down, that's 4. 5 is up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You count like that. Okay, that's how you count. Now, in terms of the pour down function here, am I excited about this? No, to tell you the truth, I don't like delivering like kind of bad news. It's like the profits are up right at this level. I'm just not. A lot of times when I do that, people go looking for other opinions, and they'll reinforce their opinions. Sometimes they'll even go larger with the other opinions that they find. So it's a difficult position for me to be in sometimes, to be like, well, it's kind of maxed out, right? It's kind of like, this is kind of, this is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We will discuss how this pattern can be beat beaten in the future so that you guys will have an understanding of that. I want this to be kind of a comprehensive understanding in terms of what you guys are looking at on Bitcoin now. We'll also talk about the current, this current level, exactly where we're at in, guys, in context. We're not done with this level. I'm going to tell you guys we're just not done. You understand that we had this line of resistance, okay, this ultimate line of resistance. You had to go to the candle wicks. Get real specific with it, okay? And you know, if this chart isn't on your board right now, I mean, you're not trading. So this is a popularized chart. What's not popularized necessarily is snapping to grid. We went through that yesterday, okay? In terms of the magnet tool, snap this to the price function, please, okay? Just do yourself the favor. Don't just chop shop it, guys. Get as specific as you can. Bam. You want to be exactly on the candle wick, all right? Take the 2 seconds here, okay? Exactly on the candle wick. Go to the next the next most prominent pivot here. Let's just do this. Let's go to the next most prominent feature here in terms of the pivot, and we'll make sure that this is right on. Bam. Let's get that exactly pinpointed, and it shouldn't take that long. Sometimes TradingView will be a little bit sticky. Hone into it. Bam. There you go, right on it. You want to right click and bam, boom. There you go. Now you have your that is your that's the trend line. Nobody's going to mess with that, guys. Depending on which time frame you're on, I'll say that. You want to try the 4-hour, get to the 30-minute, etc. That is your trend line, not one you generally draw. I don't normally say a quick draw. Make sure you're drawing that exactly scaled in and just hammered onto those wicks, guys. Make sure it made a difference here. Absolutely. And again, just inviting the traders one more time to get excited, to push up into and think we might be able to push this thing on through. I just go back to the maxim. I don't like to say it, but it's just been continual. I've said it enough. You know, buy it, support, sell it, resistance, right? But then the second part is trade your patterns, right? And that's the part that gets difficult. It's like, well, we're still in a pattern. We're breaking out of a pattern, right? So it's really been masterful the way that the market has continued to do this to the traders, okay? The good news is, if you guys have been watching, you're still well in the money from down here, right? I'm just going to tell you, if you guys hit your targets down here on 5L or just on spot, you're still well in the cash, okay, from this level. So I say this level is not done. We're going to talk through the features and essentially this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that we have been going through. I just want to discuss that. It's a real critical feature of Elliott Wave. I don't want to put on a clinic in terms of like Elliott Wave. I'm going to let Elliott Wave International do that. They are really competent. I'm going to just shout out, I got to shout out to them. They're very professional. I really appreciate who they are just as a team. They just seem to have it all together. Prechter and company, right? They seem to have it together. So as we would look at this, now this is the detail, right? You could have picked it up from the daily right here, but you'll see just in terms of that line of resistance, we know it's the right line of resistance. It's the correct line. We may have come down just for some additional patterning. The question is going to be along this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Essentially, can we count this as a wave 1? And can we formulate something here and then move up? Same question is going to apply to Ethereum. Can this ultimately be a 1? And all of this be kind of can these be micro components, okay, microwaves within the overall, or subset waves, okay, within the overall wave dynamic of Ethereum. I'm just talking about Ethereum because the application is perfect in terms of the wave analytic, and I want you guys to be able to understand waves. It's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it's like, well, is that it? Now let's talk about real quickly. Now this is all copyright information. They share it around all the time, so you don't need to worry about it. But I want to talk about, let's just go through in terms of the actual information as it's presented to you. Like, what is this information from? It's from Elliott Wave International. It's from the Library of Congress. Like, it's registered with the Library of Congress. So it's not just hocus pocus. Well, we found this on Google. No, guys, this is like the guide. This is for Elliott Wave. This is the Prechter book. Elliott Wave International published it. This is the official findings. Now, in terms of getting into like a motive wave, I don't normally get this detailed. We're going to get into a motive wave measuring out on a semi-logarithmic scale. Guys, it's technical, okay? We'll do it. You know, I can do it. You can do it too if you want to, but getting into a semi-logarithmic scale on a motive wave measuring out which level is extended, guys, it gets heavy, okay? I get that. It's not like, hey, where's the easy answer? Well, the easy answer doesn't exist here. I'm going to tell you that in the market, etc. If you want the easy, if you want the genie in the bottle, guys, go listen to the next wrong answer in the next wrong station. We spend a lot of time going over this information. So in terms of like motive wave, one thing we're going to get into, like real clear function, and this is one of the biggest criticisms of of Elliott wave is an extended wave. Oh, okay. So it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, unless what? And this is what we were holding on for yesterday, hoping the wave would extend through the line of resistance. Okay. And to get into it, guys, I don't normally bring this stuff up because you would need a semi-logarithmic chart to literally work in the multiple motive wave extension. I mean, you get it. I mean, at some point, it's like, all right, what are we doing here? What's really going on, right? So, as we talk about, the basic theory includes the opportunity to extend one of the waves. The 1, 2, 3, 4, you could have an extended 5. You could have a 1, 2 extended 3. You could have a 1 extended 2, 3, 4, 5. You see? So the 2 to 3 could be extended. 1, 2, 3 could be extended. 4, 5. The 4 to 5 could be extended. The final wave. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 extended, right? Or the 1 could be extended. The 1 then is extended. Then 2, 3, 4, 5. So that can occur. We'll talk about, if you want to get into the issues as to when that's more probable that you're going to see that, etc. You'll also see multiple waves that are subsets or zigzags. So to the extent that you're counting something as a wave formation, it may just be part of a zigzag of an overall wave. Now again, we're starting to get into issues. What's a zigzag? You guys know a zigzag. Boom, 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 boom. It's literally a subset of a wave is all it is, guys. But they call them zigzags. To the extent that you may be in an A, B, C, right, versus a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, those are issues that depart a little bit from this basic formation, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom. That's what it is, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the basic, okay, the basic structure you're going to want to follow. And we just saw it play out perfectly in terms of this. And I don't want to bring up the tweet, etc. I may bring up that tweet where Elliott Wave did like, okay, the video. Let's bring this up real quickly. It's going to take a second, but you guys have time. And if you don't, hey, it's kind of the middle of the evening. What you got here? Do we got someone who, let me see what we got. Hold on one second. That was good news. Just 1 second on notifications. This is our Twitter. You guys follow us up here. Let me see. Join the chat and thank you later. Okay. Gibo volunteers. No, I don't join other groups. We don't shop RTA at all. You guys go have fun and do what you need to do. Let's look up the kingdom. And let me look up at Elliott Wave. I should be able to, let's do Elliott. I think I could just do Elliott. Let's if I can do this. Let's see. The kingdom at Elliott Wave. I don't know. What is their Elliott Wave? You guys know? I don't know what it is, guys. We may need to do ETH. I may need to search this for a second. Maybe we'll just skip over this portion here. But we had, you guys will find it. We've featured it on other videos. I'll find it for the VIP and bring it back up. It's Elliott Wave International. I know that. Do you guys know their tagline? If you do, make sure that you let me know. Elliott Wave International. Okay. Wave. INTL, there we go, at the kingdom. Don't you love how this stuff doesn't pop up for you when you need it? That's okay. No problem, huh? That's just complication for no reason. That's okay. As we would look at this, here we go. This is we discovered the 1 to 5 monthly, 1 to 5 wave on the monthly at 4,352. 4,352 is where we found that. So yeah, that's the post wave, or the post tweet that I gave to them. But they did on the original one that I did, on the original, let's see, finding thereof, and also what was this near topping out here. Just pay attention, guys, so that you have them as options to look at. In terms of near, was right at the top here of near, and boom, that really capitulated right in line with Elliott Wave with their publication. So we're always paying attention to them. Do you guys remember this? Look at this. Let's see, Bitcoin. Look at this, expanding wedge. When was this? 3D. December 4th. Congratulations, feather in Elliott's cap. Do you guys remember this move on Bitcoin? That was a big move, guys. That was at 57,131. Boom. Bam. That was a big move down. So pay attention. And again, the what we try and do. Not everything is a reference to Elliott Wave. It's just not. But when it applies, it applies. So we pay a lot of attention. Okay, we just do. That is a fact. So, but what got me into the the framework was just pattern identification. So I want to reinforce pattern identification today for you all so that you can really kind of hone your skills. That's one of kind of my goal today. And I want to talk about what really drew me to the attention of the Ethereum versus the Bitcoin chart that I shared with the VIP and shared with Angel in terms of this was, if I go back to let's go to the daily on Ethereum. Okay, I want to go to the daily on Ethereum. Okay, then I want to go to the hourly on Bitcoin. Okay, let's do this. Boom, 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 boom. Now, this is what stirred my attention. Okay, because I had, I knew that we were dealing with this formation in here on Bitcoin. Okay, we were dealing with, and I appreciate you guys being patient with the technicals for a minute. I'll just make sure how these look. There we go. Now, I knew on Bitcoin on the hourly, we were dealing with some sort of structure with a lower intermittent high and then another nice swoop up, which really didn't look like a wave, right? It just didn't look like a wave. There wasn't this classic 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I remembered the Ethereum chart that I had dealt with in very much detail, and I'm like, hold on. The Ethereum chart did a 1 and a lower 2 and then a higher, let's say a 1, definitely lower 2, a lower intermittent, kind of a swing failure on the 3, 4, and 5 on the chart on the daily. And I just remembered, I was like, I know this chart from somewhere, right? And this was the Ethereum. In terms of this was essentially the repeat, the Ethereum pattern playing itself out. As you look at it, now you can see just kind of side by side. You can see that ultimate higher high. You can see this that on Bitcoin on the left on the hourly. You can see this first wave was the 1, right? Then the 2, lower 3, right? So that 1, the 2 on the right with Ethereum, pardon me, guys, and then the lower 3. So kind of a swing failure up into the ultimate 5 that is apparent on a lower time frame. And I'm like, this is the hourly of Bitcoin. What is this thing going to do? Because no one knew we were up in this level, right? So I'm just talking through the details in terms of my analytics, okay, for the purposes of, how did I come to some sort of framework in terms of what the probabilities could have been. Let's just talk about that. If you guys took a short here, hey, congrats. If you took if you double down, I'll talk about that in a bit. Some different strategy you guys might be playing in terms of the market. It's hard to lose if you're going to back up your position. I'm going to tell you guys that if you're willing to back up your position, it's really hard to lose in the market. Okay. Now, in terms of this specific, let's say this specific formation here, we're going to see that yes, on the lower time frame on both of these. Now the lower time frame for Ethereum is on the daily, okay, and let me just clean up this Bitcoin chart just a bit, and you can maybe see or appreciate the commonality there, the comparative like function of Ethereum. The more that I bunch this up, do you see why it just reminded me exactly of that Bitcoin reminded me exactly of the Ethereum chart. Okay, it is the same dynamic. Okay, we have this intermittent swing failure in the midst of trying to achieve a higher high, right at each and every level. That swing failure, which is a lower high, right in this area. So the nice thing is that the technicals are strong enough, as we would look at this on the 1 hourly. Okay, so this is on the 1 hourly. They're strong enough for what, guys? Pardon me, guys. They are strong enough for the expansion to a higher time frame, wherein they still conform perfectly to the analogy ongoing. Now that needs to register with you. Okay, that needs to register with you. The technicals are strong enough. Okay, right now in terms of the comparables at the lower time frames. Okay, on the 1 hour and the daily, the technicals are strong enough. The comparables and the comparable patterning, we can say that, are strong enough to where they carry over to the larger time frame with the perfected. I'd say the perfected. The perfected charts, right? As we would look at the next level comparable that we would want to achieve in terms of the technical analytic, right? Why is that? Okay, when I say that it carries forward to the larger time frame, because yes, they look the same on the hourly Bitcoin than on the daily, right? So we're going to do the hourly. We're going to go from the hourly to the daily. Let's go to the lines. Let's go to the lines on both these, okay? So let's step this up to the next time frame. And let's see if we still get this nice diagnostic, okay? Let's see if we still get this nice diagnostic. Okay, we're here on the hourly. Boom. We're here on the daily, okay, from Bitcoin to Ethereum. So we'll step this up a notch and see how this does. Let's see if it does it. Okay, there we go. On the daily, we now have something looking like the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We stepped it up. Now on from the daily, we're going to go to the monthly, right? We're going to go to the monthly, and there we see yes. So what's nice about this is the following. When you guys see a pattern dynamic that you're able to identify and you're able to coordinate some sort of other time frame and bring that in for your technical analysis, right? We do technical analysis. I know it sounds too technical for people and they want to go listen to something else because it's not an easy answer. Oh, well, that's why we do technical analysis, right? That's what makes money in the market a lot of times. So we're not afraid of the difficult answer, right? We just are not. I can't believe a lot of times people just want a quick, easy technical answer. Great, go put that together for everybody. I'm sure it's going to work out just fine, right? We are into the kind of the more narrow and refined, and even into the comparable, let's say up to the broader based dynamics. We're comparing a monthly to a daily. We see it work out perfectly, right? We want to talk about in if you traded it the right way, the wrong way. Is there a right or wrong way? I talk about that in terms of Freddie is a great example, and I brought this up with Angel last night. As you guys understand the pattern dynamics here, as you understand on Bitcoin, it's a nice move overall. Whether or not it traded to your form and function, right? If you got sidetracked on something, hey, cool, that's no problem. If you had to be a bull or you decided to be a bear, that's fine. That's okay, guys. That's trading. Okay, you just wouldn't take no for an answer. Or you had to get a no, right? Either way you look at it, guys, the market will allow you to cover yourself. I'll just tell you that in terms of your overall approach to it. Typically, right, it's not that difficult to win. Just cover your position. Dog down and double down into it, right? Get dogged and determined and double down into your position and see if you can get some movement your way. Just try that, okay? The people who just want to be right on a single hit at the plate and I'm going to hit a home run every time. That's difficult, guys. No, you need another you need another step up to the plate again. All right, step up to the plate one more time. You need to be able to do that. You do that by compounding into your position, okay? So within the understanding that we have great levels on these, I mean, you guys understand our mantra as we would kind of discuss that. So yes, the comparables at the higher level played. We do understand, and now as a team, I just want to say as a team, and shout out to Angel. What's up, brother? Hope you are doing well. I appreciate that you were the only guy that just thumbs up, confirmed right off the bat. Absolutely. Our orders waiting. Boom. Yes, they were waiting, right? And I wanted just to make sure. I want to say that because I wanted just to make sure because of the comparable here. And that was just important for me, and I appreciate you shouting out back and just confirming that to me. Honestly, it makes a difference to me. I mean, I know all the guys. I know you well, Angel, and I just appreciate you shouting back to me and being like, yes. And just with the check marks, blast it through, bring it on down to our levels, right? And, the argument will be, is that part of what brings the market down? Because you're a heavy-handed player. You are. So the argument's going to be for everybody else, well, does that attract the price down on whatever you're trading? To the extent that that occurs, that's I know you know how to play ball in terms of the market. So hey, that's the market. That's the beauty of the market. If it'll give you value, let's get value. Right, and if we're riding that value higher, let's continue to ride it higher. So as we would talk about it, I'm excited about the fact that we can discuss it in the context of one more thing I want to discuss right now. I think this is a really timely issue to discuss with Freddie. Okay, because Freddie has been great. Freddie, it's a pleasure to know you. You are a great guy. I appreciate discussing things with you over the last day or so. I hope all that is working out phenomenally, brother. Okay, I'll just say I hope all that's working out phenomenally. Okay, and thanks for taking attention to the discussion. Okay, so from the heart. So as we would talk about this specific issue here, let's dig into like the parameter that I brought up to, and this is VIP, guys. This is why we're here. This kind of a mindset. I discussed with Angel. We chatted. Okay, we were chatting, and I brought up the issue of this. Because Freddie, was VIP January champ. Now, in terms of February, I want us to have a champ, all right? But I want to talk about how Freddie won And essentially, I'm going to pick out, and Freddie will know exactly, okay? He'll know exactly. He'll remember exactly the level or the, let's just call it right here. Let's just call it right here. The level that he traded through, and it may have been up here, okay? It may have been around here. Let's just say the level that he traded to, okay, and through to get the trophy, right? NFT, etc. I need to probably brand that with some hashtag or what. You help me with that, Freddie, please. Okay, you're the champ. So I'm looking for February. Now, in terms of this move, all right, I told everybody. I said, look, and it was just off the cuff. I said, okay, look, anyone who trades through this line of resistance, you're going to get an NFT trophy. That was just it. I'm going to give you an NFT trophy if you trade through this line of resistance. It's just, it was tough. It was this and that. I'm like, okay. Now, Freddie was the one guy out there who said, okay, I'm going to do this. He literally said, and he's just like that. He is just, he's capable that way that he wants to power through the level of resistance. Now, we could have had a moment like that last night. We didn't. Okay, to the extent that it would have involved more of your cash on a breakout. Hey, we're kind of sitting here for a moment. We're kind of looking at the pattern development. Maybe that's okay because a lot of people have been going heavy on these breakouts. It's been like, okay, enough, right? You can whipsaw only so much. At some point, the market gets a little fatigued. Angel's word he talks about is stamina. Absolutely, you got to have that stamina. Okay, in the market, I talk a lot about agility. Right, you have to have agility in the market. You have to be able to move quickly. Boom, boom. You have to be able to work your program quickly. You have to be able to liquidate if you need to. You liquidate. Can you get out of all your positions with one click of the button? Right? Some people don't want that control. Some people don't want that control over their accounts. It's like, I'm not sure I can do that or I want that. Angel and I have talked about that quite a bit. Can you get out of all your positions? Okay, in a minute. If you can't, how quickly can you orchestrate or can you develop something that can achieve that if and when the case should be? Right? Just because the case or the need could arise. The need could arise, right, to not need to take time to exit all your positions. Right? The need could arise. Just so think of things like that as we would talk about breaking through this line of resistance. The point is what? The point is Freddie turned into hero for booking this trade. Boom. Big trade, not a big trade. This is the specific level I've chosen. Okay, it could have been, and we'll just call it here. We'll call it right here. Okay, for breaking through a line of resistance. I believe it was this one because it was a tough line into kind of the next zone. I wasn't real excited about it. I was like, this is going to be difficult. Wherever it was, I want to bring up the following point that Freddie could have, right? I gave a trophy for people or anyone who decided to break the line of resistance. I always say buy it support, sell it resistance. So what I'm bringing up right now is the fact that I mentioned to Angel last night, and I appreciate you're taking time to chat with me, Angel. Thank you very much. Just text, chat, this and that. As we would talk about this specific notion here, well, it's buy it support it, sell it resistance. Right? So what are you doing? You're going to encourage people to just power through and get through that and reward that? What I want to talk about is Freddie could have shorted or could have sold, but I'm going to say shorted at resistance. And if it powered through the resistance, he could have doubled down into his position. He could have increased his position once it powered through. Same story here, okay? And notice the difference there. I'm saying, because a lot of times I say buy it, support, sell it, resistance. That was a one-off issue. I don't want people to be always geared up, though I know that's what traders live for, is powering through the resistance, breaking through the resistance. That breakout trade, when you're already in it, it's sweet. That can make your month right. I'll tell you that. It can make your year right depending upon the move, right? So we want that as traders, right? We do. So as we look at this, same notion goes. Same notion goes. Well, you could have shorted at resistance. You could have let it carry up, and you could have really, let's say, added and compounded into your position here. You could have compounded into your position again here. Now, it may get a bit tenuous to really understand. Maybe you need a big example like this to really visualize it and say, yes, that would have worked here. But if you're not overexposed, like drastically overexposed, you'll still hit into. And what you're going to hit into, what's nice here is kind of this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 approach. On these pullbacks in here, you'll be able to, guys, as you look at your levels of resistance and support here, you'll be able to identify your, I'm going to say with a relative degree of certainty of probability, okay, specificity, probably the best word, right? You'll be able to identify, okay, where's this next level where I'm going to enter into or compound into my short again. So you can, the point is this, and depending upon where you're exactly at, you may need a move of of so much on the board to really get yourself clear on the order books, right? You may have too much of a spread or not enough, right? So you may be at a 6. Okay, I need that 5%. I need that X% move against, right, the market or down to cover this in this zone. But you're going to see, like, well, if I entered a short in this zone, and the point is, Freddie could have been a champ shorting at resistance. And after the breakthrough, well, I'm going to hammer into this. I want to crank into this again. Bam. And then what would happen? You see, the market has given us such great opportunities within range at the levels of the Fibonacci. If you pick your position, if you schedule into it, if you're not overexposed and you can hammer into it, right? And, it's a long that turns someone into a champ at the resistance that powers through, or it's the short that powers through and he compounds into his position. So the either or, the mix or match, the preference of you, last night, and I just want to talk about this because we discussed it. And I think it's a great discussion, and you guys understand that it's either the champ was, and that was Freddie in terms of he was for January. We're looking for a February. I'll come up with a good challenge, I promise. As we look at this, guys, it was Freddie last month with powering through the resistance. Boom, with a long. Did he take? Right? And I believe he did. He booked that trade. But as you look at it, well, I mean, it just as easily could have been a short at resistance. I mean, it's at resistance, right? Well, boom, it powers through. Well, compound into your short. Okay? While we're looking at range, and that could have easily paid. I mean, you could do the math. You would have been compounded into it, is the difference. And that's the counterintuitive nature of the market. It's like, well, then you would have actually been in a heavier position that went short. Okay. Now, yes, it could have gone long. We could have, while we're in range, these are nice discussions to have while we're in range, right? Because you can get to a position where you stop out either short or long, right? And it just doesn't, the equation doesn't work. But the dynamic is there that I want to bring to your attention. I like that component of the market. Can you believe we get to participate in a market that allows you to increase your position and to be right the second time, right? And you cover your first. I'm going to say you cover it. How many times do you guys get out of a position and then you watch the price, boom, right back to where you were? Man, if I had only held that position, right? If you had gone short here, if you had gone short right here, boom, right? It breaks out. You compound into, and you're back to your position. You're back well into your, you see? So that dynamic plays out a lot in the market. And I just want to say, whether or not you're short or long in the market, there's just enough range trading with Bitcoin. It's like, pick your side. Understand that you're going to have a limitation at some point, in terms of your booking a positive trade. But I just like that. You can build a champ out of someone who wants to short. You can build a champ out of somebody who wants to go long. And as long as they're willing to really be specific about their levels of entry, right? About their levels of entry, it's a beautiful thing. I really like that component of the market. So don't judge people either. I'm going to say that don't necessarily judge people. Like, okay, they want a short. Okay, well, they want a long. Hey, it's two sides of the same coin. Right, enjoy it, and if you challenge yourself a little bit, maybe that's a good challenge for 2022. Isn't that a great challenge? And not necessarily that you want to adopt it in terms of your approach to the market. You don't want to change from, well, I'm always a bull. I like the higher prices. I like riding things up. But maybe in 2022, you would like to, what would you say, guys? Well, you would like to explore the other side of the coin just a little bit. Right, just enough, not completely, but maybe just a little bit. So in terms of what's happening with the price function now, buyers are trying to find a line of and that's just a little bit of VIP talk, right? Like, what do we got going on? How you guys doing? What's up? Nice to be able to chat with you. Appreciate YouTube letting me stream. I think last night I probably cut it off myself. I didn't mean to. I probably hit the algorithm wrong with my vocals. It's possible. Okay, so. As we would look at this, let's go to the candle wicks. Let's go through this price action and see where we're at and see if we can get an idea of where Bitcoin is going during market mover, guys. We got to focus on Bitcoin during Asian trading hours. All right. So currently up 0.31% to about 37,000. Okay, just dropped below 37,000. Let me see, look at the market, just a review real quickly. Fourth doing well, Luna up about 1.5%. Just very typical days where we're looking for more price action. We're looking for that price action, and we're not seeing. It's like we want the days with the 10% runs across the board, with the 15, 20% run, or yeah, 15 to 20% runs would be great across the board. We haven't had one of those in a while, right? That's been the frustrating point. It's like you really have to, you got to, you have to lightning has to strike in your favor, right? On in terms of your choice for you to get one of those 10% days. We've had 2 or 3 of those on 2 or 3 coins over the past few weeks, so that's been nice. It's been something to gear for. It's really, I think it's honed a lot of the. Don't you guys think it's really it's laser focused, you guys, in terms of the market? What are you focused on? Your entries are better. Your exits are better. Your understanding of technicals as they apply, your ability to shift and adapt those more quickly to a changing technical environment are better. I know because I've been around you guys, so that's nice. I got to say that's real nice. Okay, very very important to see that. I'm excited to see that. It's not me just jibber jabbering. That's the truth. It's nice to see that, guys. That's nice. It's going to make for a good 2022. We have goals. I know the ones of you that I deal with at all personally, there are goals, and they're going to be met, right? $1 Million Champ Josh on the bottom. We talk about with Angel, it's going to be, I'm very much looking forward to seeing what 2022 is going to bring him in terms of accomplishments. I know it's going to be phenomenal. I know it's going to be phenomenal. Zero question at all. So it's going to be exciting to watch all of that develop. And I'm very pleased. I'm very fortunate to be a part of it. Thank you, guys. As we would look at the dynamic here in play, interesting as we talk about being a part of something, etc. It boils down to what? It boils down a lot to the people who are working hard in the market. The equation just for success, it doesn't change a lot, does it? It does not. I mean, we could try and change it, but it just doesn't want to change. The more we get into it, it's like it's the guys beating the market or the guys that are working hard. The technicals will kind of reveal themselves to you. The special trade on a special coin will kind of show up just, at the right time. So we got the right group in terms of that. We've put the legwork in 2021. And, that's what's nice is we have that mentality in terms of the group. That's nice, huh? That's cool. Very, very cool. So looking at the structure here, I'm trying to maintain, to do something with what? I'm trying to do something with this flat line here. Let's go back into, we'll clean this up. Let's go to the 4-hourly. Let's go to the 4-hourly and look at the notion that we had is the notion that we had at every level. Just the generalized notion, okay? I've not compromised a bit, but the ascending triangles, right? We just had them. We were trying to twist and bend and push and pull, and well, we had a symmetrical. Can we make it on every one of these? Can we make it into an ascending triangle? Ascending line of support, ascending line of support on every one. Okay, flat top is the crucial goal here. So at every level, we've been trying to push these into a moneymaker, right? Because let's just measure this up, right? If we had completed this one to the upside, full completion, just look at this, would have been a nice move of 20%. Yeah, BTC rolling up 20% is exactly what the doctor ordered, right? Because Bitcoin wants to roll up 20%. Maybe your alts want to roll up 45, 50%, right? So we're looking forward to some of these moves each and every level, right? Absolutely. So we're still in the same boat, meaning we're still trying to say, okay, great. Now, what can we do to try and make this into an ascending triangle? Aren't we? Still doing the same thing. Still doing the same thing. Everybody, it's just the market. So when I see us doing the same thing, okay, I want to back up a little bit. I want to back up a little bit, not too much. You don't want it's the drive in each and every one of you gets to the point where you consider like, well, I'm not giving up on the market. That's what makes you good traders. That's what makes you good investors. Okay, the fact that you're not giving up. I say it all the time. It's like VIP. You throw them 20 trades that go against them. And watch, like I know with Angel, I know with Freddie, I know with the guys in the back, like just watch him. Watch him. It's next. What do you got? 20 bad trades, good. What's the next one? Let's go. I mean, just literally, it's just, and you back up sometimes, say, let's take a look at the technicals. But if it's a technical play, it's like, I can just imagine like the boardroom CEO, VP of top level hedge fund, whatever it is. They're gonna say, "Kid, you got a bull flag." It's like you know what to do with a bull flag. You betcha. You're gonna do it. You're gonna trade it. You're gonna. I mean, that's what you live for, right? That's what in terms of trading. That's the fun part. So yeah, we don't give up. I mean, it's just not in the vocabulary. It's not in the. It's not gonna happen. It doesn't that doesn't exist. So we're gonna get over the lower price benefits, etc. We don't need to get through all that. We have a bit of a channel of a close of a candle below. I'll call that below. Okay, this line of expressed support. Okay, which if we're going to look at anything, and I told the VIP earlier. I'm like, have you scheduled into your into any orders? Okay, have you scheduled into orders? If not, maybe try it. Right, just try it. See what trade opportunities present themselves to you. If you just say, okay, no problem, London, I'll get some exposure right now. So yeah, you're on the 38.2 on the Fibonacci's. Okay, your retracement level, you're on the 38.2 here. That's just measured from the wick to wick, just real simple, just 2-second targeting. If you want to be more specific, no problem. Looks like we're trying to achieve a curling feature here. You guys understand the technical issues with Bitcoin, how it likes to it likes to bend, it likes to mold, it likes to have curvatures to its features. You've been around BTC enough to know where sometimes you'll see, well, that kind of reminds me of. You'll be on another chart and be like, yeah, that's starting to behave like BTC, right? So this is when we see a rounding feature. If this is expanded a bit, we'll start to say, yeah, that would be very indicative of Bitcoin. Okay, just a highly programmed level of price action is what I'm going to call when you get into kind of ellipticals or curvature features, and you'll see them throughout. If you look at the Dow Jones chart, or you look at some other charts, you'll start to see these. Okay, you'll start to say maybe it's not all just Bitcoin. The more you look at some other charts, right, when you start to see curvature features, when you start to see them repeated throughout, we go into the daily. Let's go to the daily real quickly. Let's just we got a little bit of time here. So I hope you guys are doing well. It was a pretty decent pour down from that line of resistance. And as you look back at it, it's like, well, it's the resistance. If you wanted to carry through, if you still got your position from lower, hey, way to go. You're the good thing is you're free and clear. Right now, you got a good entry at a lower level. You're free and clear, man. You got plenty of time. Are you going to get stopped out of this? You're still in profit. So the people who are a little bit, I'd say, who are a little bit anxious, they didn't get a good entry. Right? They're sweating. Life's over, right? The whole thing's done. Well, you didn't get a good entry. You weren't willing to probably double down into the different levels. You got maybe huge expectations for your account. That's okay. You can do that, but at the end of the day, the market rewards the patient. And I'll say the diligent in terms of people who are willing to cover their positions, right? This was a nice curvature feature, right? A nice curvature feature herein, where you say, yeah, it starts to look kind of like Bitcoin. Right, in terms of this flow over on the just the elliptical formation here, it's just it is something that Bitcoin is known for. So when I see that, definitely on the lower time frames, see in here, you see kind of this curvature feature in here. Let me clean this chart up real quickly. Boom. You'll see Bitcoin do this. You'll also see even in through this that prior low that we had. Just real expressive of these curvature features here, just ellipticals, right? It likes to pull these off. It just does. Even through here, you really recognize it with Bitcoin. It's just, and particularly on the lower time frames, you recognize that quite a bit. So 4 hourly is looking like we're getting some traction here. Let me go back into the 1 hourly real quickly. Yeah, it looks like we're moving up just a bit. We've been kind of tussling with that 0.35% to the upside, 37,000. We've been tussling with that quite a bit. And you guys know the more time that you spend with the market, it's just automatic, right? You know this stuff. You look at it and you just know it. So the notion would be this, okay? Currently, now, yes, the standard game plan, no problem. We all understand. I mean, if we all just understand like how how do you make money in the market? That's not the difficult question. It's how do you make a whole lot more money in the market, right? That's what you guys are dealing with. It's not how to make money in the market. I mean, we could all make X% a month or a year just hitting low price targets, etc. That's no problem. We'll schedule into it. very little amount of capital involved, maybe initially. The question is not how to make money in the market. You'll hit a target, you'll get a percentage profit, you'll do that. The question is how to make more money in the market, right? And that has led people on along a trail for many years, many painful years for a lot of them, right? A lot of people have had painful experiences with that more function. So when we're in a zone like this, it can be painful to be in the more, right? In the more mindset. Okay, you guys get that, huh? It's not how can you make money. I don't know a trader in the back. I don't know a single guy who's been trading in the back at all with VIP or anywhere else who hasn't been able to book a trade. Not one of them who hasn't said, "Well, I came up, I did well on this one, I did well on this one." Everyone has been in the money, but everybody has wanted more. Every one of them. And part of that's VIP. You want to be alpha. You're pushing the envelope. You want to be in the full on. You want to be the number one guy. You want your profits to reflect that. I like that. There's no problem with that. But just understand the question is, because we talk about it all the time, the question is not how to make money in the market, it's how to make more money in the market, right? So, yeah, I don't know. I got some good ideas for 2022. I don't know. Maybe I haven't shared them all. I'm certain I haven't. But I like that way of thinking. How do we make more money in 2022? So not just ETFs, etc. A lot of different things you can trade out there. A lot of different things you can put your money into. It's an interesting year, And you guys go to your J.P. Morgans if you need that, or your Schwab. I don't know. Make sure who you talk to. Make sure who you talk to over there. I know some people got some real bad advice from Schwab. Period. I will not apologize about that statement ever. Ever, ever, ever. And I will not mention who. Okay? So be careful. Okay? Yeah, appreciate you guys. So, as we would talk about expensive lessons. Oh, you think $500,000, $1 million is expensive, huh? Mm-mm. No, 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 no. Real expensive lessons. Real expensive lessons, guys. So, we'll look at the what's the price action telling us? We went to the higher time frames beforehand. Okay, we went to this. Let's take a look back here. Let's zoom out. Let's take a look. Now we do know that we talked about the things that we have in our favor right now are what? We're long on the weekly. Okay, on the weekly. I'm going to set this back up because they've been so prominently indicated. Let me go trend is your friend. Do I have trend? Let me go friend. Trend is a friend. Trend is my friend. I'm not sure if I have trend is my friend. I want trend is your friend. There we go. Trend is your friend. I think that's the one we want. There we go. Trend is your friend. Not trend is my friend. Okay. Why do I want this one? Because I'm going to remove that. There we go. Now, this looks like a mess. We will clean it up in 2 seconds. Fourth doing pretty well. Okay, now in terms of this looks a little bit chaotic and sporadic. So what we're going to do is I normally take trend as your friend and I take off all of these. Just so you know how I approach it, it takes me about 5 seconds to set this up. But I take the time to set it up. I like the 100 and 200 that it presents, along with some of the other complications that can be added, the upper bands. I don't use them with you all the time. Okay, I just don't. But I'll leave on in case you guys want to address those specific issues. No problem. Like we can talk about those additional features it has. But it's a basic kind of real kind of easy run deal. I just say that. So on the hourly, we're up and above, challenging through. It's nice through this 100 and this 200. I keep going back to this specific indicator because it's been so solid. Okay, on the 4 hourly, this and just really solid. Look at this. Okay, that orange line. I mean, we can talk through a lot of different things. That has been a quit to sell and return back to negative pricing. Like we could sit here for days and days and days and days and try and come up with some sort of computational diagnostic that is better than that. right now, and we would have a tough time, guys. We would have a tough time coming up with a better than this. I'm just gonna say right now, the trend is your friend with the diagnostics on the 100, on the hourly to begin with, and more on the macro with the 4 hourly. Like it played again, boom, right? And we had discussed that I think on Dot last night before the stream got cut, but we did discuss that in terms of the on DOT, and so that's the level that we've hit. I'll say this: as we have deviated from, please absorb this. If we as we have deviated, and the greater that we have deviated from the 100, okay, the 100 moving average, okay, on the 4 hour, get into the daily if we want to. We got a lot of room. I do believe that we will see this prove itself true on the daily. Please listen. I do believe that we will see this show itself true on the daily. That any departure, a significant departure away from the moving average is going to represent a potential. I'm going to say potential, and you guys do your own research, you do your own diligence, but it's going to represent some value. These are the averages. Okay? So we look at a real big departure from the averages. I'm looking at a departure from those averages as a value zone. Okay? So, and it may be a degree of value. I will give you that right now. Okay? And it may be expressed in different ways. If we were to look at, let's just do kind of a generalized value zone here. Boom, 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 boom. Something like this. You may have gradient levels that you're willing to accept in terms of value. Normally I'll do this to talk about, let's do this right here. I don't mind this. We'll do this to represent like reserve cash, right? Typically we'll do that. So when we discuss like the value zone that we're getting into further and further away from these moving averages, it may start to look something like this. You may have kind of a, and just go with me on this for a minute. Let's see. Let me get this up here. Yeah, you may see more value, right, at further departures from this specific moving average, the 100, okay, or the 200 on the daily. Okay, that same premise can be carried through to, let me think of the perfect tool. What's the perfect tool to describe this? The further that we get away from the moving average, okay, whether or not it be, because if you guys want to day trade it, right, you know, how far are we getting away from the average? Because it wants to slingshot back up to this average. You guys see that? When we get the slingshot action down, what is the best course of action? The best course of action that we have on a slingshot down are your targets, right? So what I want to focus on is just essentially, guys, the fact that you've got your targets in play, that you're willing to demonstrate that, just the same that we put them in the back, guys. And I know a lot of you guys will watch this tomorrow. I hope you're doing well at your jobs, everything else like that. I hope everything's good. I did encourage you guys just to have a position right now, just to have a position. Now we're relatively close to the moving average. So as we would look down into these Fibonacci's, just for right now, just look at this in terms of your exposure, the lower levels of this specific Fibonacci, and on the macro that we've covered, and I'll get you guys some more charts on that. But on all of the I'd say on all of the coins that you're trading right now, look at your averages as something as a potential return to function that it has. We've talked about this macro wedge quite a bit. We've discussed the macro falling wedge and the likelihood or the tendency of Bitcoin to essentially come back into conformance within the pattern of a macro falling wedge. Okay? So this would be like a return to function on the 4 hourly. We would be, and you guys can get into the details of it, okay, in terms of what is really occurring right now on the specific hit that I said. I did say, well, have some exposure right now. You know, just why not? You know, are you trading? If you're not trading, if you don't want to trade, you don't have to trade. But if you want to trade something like you just light exposure, do something light. Hey, you're trading. Get some exposure so you'll pay attention to the market. Probably, and I teach some guys trading. So in terms of that, I've taught a lot of guys the alpha trading. Okay, so the percentage by which you beat the market. As I would look at that, like it's justified. Why? Because on the 4-hourly, we're essentially along a line of support, right? On the lines. Now, a lot of differentiation amongst the time frames, right? And it was a little bit frustrated in here, a little bit of a differentiation. So, but a preceding line of support. Yeah, I could see people wanting to have an order here. I could see, maybe that even kind of drawing down the price to that level. There's probably a lot of orders that were waiting there. I mean, I don't know how many people would have been looking at a 4-hourly chart and sitting there and saying, well, that's a previous line of support. We covered a lot of different levels yesterday. You guys know that. This is a different level that we only have so much time. You guys only have so much patience. I know that. But as we look at that, yeah, that's a level that probably people are saying, yeah, let's go ahead and try and hold that level. So this is going to be a crucial function in terms of the level of buyer support that we come into. It's not the answer everyone wants, but it's the answer you're giving yourself right now. As much as you don't like the answer as to, well, it's going to depend upon buyer demand. What's your demand? Well, that's not the question you're going to say. Oh, okay. Well, if we want to boil it down to just the technicals, I will give that to you. That's a decent response for people who focus on technicals. Maybe you want to base your demand just on the technicals. Let's just get into it. You guys want to get into it? I'm not even sure who's here to get into it. Who's here to get into it? Let's see who we got here. Anybody in the chat? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Nobody in the chats. That's okay. So we won't get into it. I'm going to say that. I will wait and I'll get into it in the back with the guys that want to get into it because they have made it known that they want to get into issues like have a position. That's good. I think they're up on their position on the trade so far if they entered in earlier. We're going to talk about that in the back. It's about 2 o'clock in the morning. I hope you guys are doing well. If you guys would like to just shout out in the chat, Angel Super Chat King, neither he nor anyone else has to slam in with $1,000 just to say hi. So I appreciate you guys being here. And if you don't feel like you can, just slam in the chats and just say hi. Well, I don't know, guys. Maybe something went wrong somewhere else. And if you're just still scoping out trying to get free TA, hey, there's like 20 other channels out there, right? So enjoy that. But I'm going to say this. For the VIP, I'm very excited for the fact that you guys have been doing so well this year. You've been doing great so far this year. 2022 has been awesome. I'm looking for a new champ. I want a new champ for January. We had Freddie. Okay, for February. We had from January, new champ from January. But we had Freddie for January. He was awesome. He absolutely just killed it. We are in this specified Elliott Wave countdown 3, 2, 1 to take off, essentially. Looking for an ABC right now. I want to see if we can beat this. It would be great, but we got a really mean ABC on a page 321. You guys know page 321. Look at page 321. That's essentially what you're looking at right here. You guys know the page. You guys probably have it bookmarked or you know exactly what I'm talking about. That's what we're involved in. You want to trade the ABC? Can we get into the bigger question? Can we get back up into anything decent in terms of this kind of specific larger? I've kind of expanded this a little bit, okay, because we ran into a different level I've expanded this specific wedge, okay, out. Essentially, I've taken out this top level function. So this in here is a nicer wedge for us to look at in terms of a potential for positive pricing, okay? It just is, okay? And in terms of things, what can I say, guys? The same people who want to get up and go right now and we really want to hammer forward are the same guys that didn't probably want to take when you were just well in the money in the last couple of days. Okay? So I know you're like that a lot. You want to rev the engine up all day long, nonstop, no quit. But you also have to look at what you're doing because in terms of the market and what it's giving you, you can only wring so much water out of that rag. You can only what is it? Blood from a turnip, whatever. statement is, at some point, it's just not as comfortable for you if you're not booking trades. It's not as rewarding for you if you're not booking trades. I know it's the high RPM crew here. I get it. Okay? But the same ones who want to know it's going up, I'm going to tell you, it's the same guys who didn't book in here. So it's up to you once you get a nice roll in the profits. And you guys know, you don't need to hear from me. You guys know, as a matter of fact, and I promise you, you know, when you look at your account and you see that you're that well up in your trade and you feel it and you get that feeling, you know. As a matter of fact, you know. I know that you know that you're well enough in the money to book a trade. And you choose not to. I know that because I know when I'm that far up in a trade. And I know that same feeling you get. And zero question. Could have, should have, the same feeling I get. I just choose not to. Right? Correct. So in terms of that, as we continue to push for higher prices, will Bitcoin ever be above 37,000? Right? You know, yeah, it's going to be. How soon, when, etc. What your overall dynamic is, maybe just throttle back a little bit. I would say right now, just throttle back a bit. You know, we're on an ABC. We're also in a wedge. But I really wanted to kick up bull last night in terms of what I saw in the market. I wanted to on the breakout, etc. We were close. We were on the line of resistance. I just didn't see it. You guys know where I saw it? I saw it in here. Bam, bam, bam. Saw it right here. Boom, boom, boom. When I say it and I do it, I may not be like the rest of the guys you hear from all the time. And that's the problem, like sheep call, what is it? Wolf calling sheep, you know. I don't know what they do out there. The wolf calling sheep is probably good. Wolf and sheep, whatever, but crying wolf. But in here, I'm kicking up bull like I mean bull, right? Like bull, like boom. Okay? So I'm not going to do that, guys, because I got that on my tape. That's a big, big, big. And I mean it. When I have discussions with some heavy people, you guys are some heavy people. Like big, big discussions. That's on my tape. Bam. In this zone in here. Bam. With you guys. You know that. Boom. 30,000. Ascending triangle. This level. 31 to 32. Bull. Bam. That's what I mean when I say bull. Boom. So, in terms of the expectations, yeah, we want this. Well, market's not giving us this right now. We got the Fed going on. We got some other things going on. It's giving us an opportunity for patience right now. And the ones with the patience are the ones that are going to win. I'm going to tell you that. Because we didn't get here. We didn't. By not being patient. That was a lot of patience there. You think that was easy? That wasn't easy. That wasn't fun necessarily. Trades throughout. A lot of pattern diagnostics. Oh, yeah, we got to call on bull. Boom. Yeah, and I tell you guys, when I see bull, I'll tell you. In the back, I tell you that. For that, boom. That's nice. That's nice, guys. So, in terms of the throttle pressure now, just kind of, I'd say light throttle, you know. I'd go with kind of a light throttle in this area, is what I would say, guys. I think that's well understood. We ain't in a